I grew up in pretty extreme lack and extreme poverty, and I carry a lot of those fears and stuff into the marriage, because we had lack. We grew up running out of stuff all of the time. And I love it with my kids now, like they'll open the fridge and they'll go, "There's nothing to eat," right? And I'm like, you don't know what that looks like. Because when me and Jason would open up the fridge and we'd look in there and there's nothing to eat, that's because all there was some moldy cheese and some stale old tortillas. And that was all that was in the refrigerator. There was nothing. There were some taco packets from Taco Bell and some ketchup packets, but that was it, right? And we just take the cheese, you scrape the mold off. Oh, that's good cheese. You take the tortillas, right, that are stale and hard, you put them in the microwave with a wet paper towel in there, microwave that for 7 seconds. They come out soft, good as new, for 12 seconds, and then they turn into something so hard. It's like titanium. Some of you know what I'm talking about, right? You created something brand new that never been on this earth, right? And so you got that long to eat, right? And we grew up, we always ran out of stuff, except for I thought about condiments, right? We'd be like, "Dad, I'm out of ketchup." He would grab that ketchup and he would come back. Anybody remember this day? Be shaking it, right? And you're like, "Oh, I got a half a bottle of ketchup now." Jesus turns water into wine. My dad can turn water into ketchup. Amen? I was in my 30s before I realized ketchup was supposed to be thick. I'm like, "No, it's supposed, honey, no, you don't know, this is not good ketchup. Ketchup's supposed to run out of the bottle. It just comes all over the place," right? Same thing for shampoo. I don't think my dad ever bought shampoo. Right? Shampoo, he'd come back like that, and you're like, "Oh, right." And half the bottle, right? Because it's all just water in the shampoo. And we grew up with lack. And so whenever we run out of stuff, right? I hate running out of things. So I like to buy the big oversized stuff, and Holly likes to buy the little bitty stuff, right? And so this has been our battle for 30 years, right? But I'm the head of the house, right? And so as the man, so we buy all the little stuff, right? It's so stupid, right? We just run it, right? The little 3 servings of ketchup. I like to buy this is 1 year worth of ketchup. And so if I bring stuff that's oversized, it can be a little bit of a battle. She gets greatly annoyed when I buy bigs. So one time, she sent me to the store to get pudding, and when I went there, it was because I've never seen it before, never seen it after. It's like heaven was smiling at me. They had this vanilla pudding. I'm not lying to you. It was this big. It was like serving size 107 people. It was massive. And so it was $19.95, best $20 I ever spent in my life. I grabbed that pudding. I put it in a little bag as I came home, and you got to act like it's no big deal. So I just act like, so I come in, and she's there in the kitchen. I go, "Oh, there's your pudding, honey," and I just walk away. She goes, "What in the world is that?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, they didn't have the big one. I just got you the little one." Best $20 ever. Right? So if we run out of stuff, I get crazy. Right? We ran out of cereal, and so I'm mad and I'm angry. So I got to go up to the store, and I bought 12 boxes of cereal because I ain't going to run out of cereal. Cereal never goes bad. You can keep it for 100 years. Right? And so, yeah, I'm a teacher. No, you don't tell me we're going to have no cereal. I'm going to have a bunch of cereal. Right? Because I'm the man. I have no fear. I come in the house, I put 1 box in the pantry, and I hide the other 11 in the garage. Amen? When I run out, I just go get more cereal. It always seems to I have an endless supply of cereal. So we're having dinner, and it's pot roast, and there's no potatoes. How do you run out of potatoes is my question, right? Potatoes last forever, right? You can take it, and you just leave them in your pantry, and they grow more potatoes. Amen? You know what I'm talking about? You leave a potato there, and in a year, you got 6 potatoes. It's God's amazing way. And so I was so annoyed we ran out of potatoes. I went to the store. I grabbed 4 potatoes for that night, and then I grabbed 2 of the big bags of potatoes, right? And so then I snuck those bags into the pantry, and I hid them in the pantry, right? Because I'm not going to run out of potatoes again. The next day, me and Jason go to a pastor's conference, and so we're up there, and it's like lunchtime, so we're outside. All of a sudden, my phone rings, and I answer, it's Holly, and she goes, "Why in the world would you buy 2 bags of potatoes?" Right? And so I'm like, "Oh no, she found my potatoes," right? But that's all right, because I think God just downloaded it. I think this was an answer from God. Because all of a sudden it just came to me, and I go, "Honey, here's the thing. Savvy was in kindergarten at the time, and she was in the same kindergarten class as Logan, her cousin, right? And so Holly and Kelly, they had the kids in there. And so I went, "You know what? Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. Last Friday, when I picked Savvy up from school, the teacher came out and asked us to bring 2 bags of potatoes to school tomorrow, Friday. They wanted us to bring 2 bags of potatoes." She's like, "Really?" I go, "I know, right?" So I said, "Yeah, we'll do it because we're helpful people." And so as a great husband, I went and got you the 2 bags of potatoes so you don't have to. And then I go, and Jason was right there, so I thought I'd bring him into the fun. And I go, and the teacher asked if Kelly could bring 2 bags of potatoes also. She goes, really? I go, yes. And so hang up the phone. 1 minute later, Jason gets a phone call, and he's like, and so what's funny is Jason's better at this than I am. He goes, yeah, honey, you need to get 2 bags of potatoes. They're doing a science experiment. You know how they do potatoes and electricity? All the other kids are bringing the wire. The Andersons are bringing the potatoes. And then he got off the phone, and then we laughed. And so, but to me, it was even funnier because at least I had gotten Holly potatoes. Kelly had to take all of her kids down to the store that night, buy 2 bags of potatoes. Then both of them in the morning, instead of being able to just drop the kids off, they had to park across the street, walk through the campus, put 2 bags of potatoes as everybody looked at them, all the way to the portables, knock on the door. This is my favorite ever, because the teacher opens, right? And the teacher, 37 years, she's never seen a parent show up with 2 bags of potatoes in her entire history. And she looked at Holly. She goes, good morning. Holly goes, good morning, with a big, amazing smile. She says, good morning. And Holly goes, what do you want me to do with them? And the lady goes, with what? And now Holly, you could tell she's annoyed she had to bring potatoes already, right? What kind of teacher asked you to bring 2 bags of potatoes? And so she goes, the potatoes, with with the potatoes, of course. And the lady goes, why would I want your potatoes? Which Holly is so protective of me, because she goes, you asked my husband to bring 2 bags of potatoes. Where would you like me to put them? And the teacher goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, how many people know I didn't put joy into my future? Come on, somebody out there. There was no joy.